world won't come to save you. It comes to test you. No one cares that you're tired. No one notices that you're weak. No one stops to wait for you to catch up. You miss a beat, and someone else takes your spot. You hesitate, and someone else seizes the advantage. You go soft, and someone else crushes you. Life is an invisible battlefield. Every day is a selection process. Those who don't advance get left behind. The brutal truth: if you don't put yourself first, you'll get eliminated from the game. Don't wait for anyone to hand you an opportunity. Don't count on kindness. Don't believe time will sort itself out. The world doesn't reward the meek. The world only respects those with fangs, those who know how to protect themselves, those who know how to take what's theirs. You have two choices: keep living like prey, or stand up like a predator. Strength doesn't come from wishing. Strength comes from deciding, from putting yourself first, from stopping the excuses, from the start, right now. The question isn't for anyone else. It's for you. Will you keep waiting? Or will you gear up to win? Leave your answer in the comments. Part 1. The world is a silent battlefield. You believe communication is about connection, but the truth is different. Every smile has a purpose. Every handshake is a test. Every compliment hides an expectation. The world runs on self-interest. Nothing is selfless. Nothing is random. In every conversation, there are two roles: the hunter, the hunted. The hunter enters with a clear objective. They observe. They probe. They gather information. Every action is calculated. The hunted is different. They believe in the mask of goodwill. They share too much. They don't realize the cost of naivety. You've been through this. Someone acts friendly. They ask about your plans. You spill everything, thinking it's a connection. Weeks later, your idea becomes their success. You lose. They win. As simple as that. This isn't the exception. This is the rule. In the workplace, in your circle of friends, in an extended family, the undercurrent of competition is always there. A nod can be an agreement, or it can be a false commitment. A promise can be an assurance, or it can be bait. You think you're connecting. In reality, you're negotiating. Every response has value. Every revelation has risk. So what's the consequence? If you choose to be the hunted, you'll be exploited. Your resources will be drained. Your time will be used. Your reputation will be chipped away. But if you choose to be the hunter, you take control. You don't reveal everything. You ask more questions than you answer. You turn information into leverage. A hunter doesn't have to be ruthless. They just have to be awake. They understand the world doesn't reward naivety. They know power starts with observation. You walk into a meeting room. Every eye scans you. The weak seek approval. The strong gauge others' intentions. You join a networking event. The weak seek someone to confide in. The strong seek strategic allies. You chat with an old acquaintance. The weak share every hardship. The strong observe the other's reactions. Small differences, but massive consequences. This world isn't loud. It operates in silence, in glances, in pauses, in unkept promises. You can't escape the game. You can only choose your role. Hunt, or be hunted. The question for you is this: how have you been exploited before? Share that experience in the comments. Part 2. The foundational law of power: control over emotions. Power is often misunderstood. Many think it's money. Others believe it's status. But the root of power is control. Control over yourself. Control over your environment. Control over others. If you don't control, you'll be controlled. That's the first law. You enter a conversation. If you don't set the frame, someone else will. If you don't lead, you'll be led. If you don't hold strategic silence, you'll be forced to speak. What is a frame? A frame is the context. It's the default perspective that others accept. Whoever holds the frame decides how the game plays out. A simple example. In a meeting, the one who speaks first often sets the frame. They define the problem. They limit the options. The rest just react within the established frame. If you don't recognize that, you've lost power from the first minute. Personal relationships are the same. The one who says, "I did this for you," is setting the frame. The one who emphasizes, "If you love me, you must," is setting the frame. Everything has conditions. Everything has a price. If you don't control your emotions, you'll be led by someone else's frame. They make you feel guilty. They make you feel obligated. They make you act in their interest. So where do you start? Start with self-control. Self-mastery is the foundation. You can't control others when you're chaotic yourself. You can't control your environment without discipline. You can't hold power when you're easily provoked. Self-mastery has 3 parts. Control your words. Control your emotions. Control your reactions. The one who stays silent when attacked holds power. The one who remains cool when provoked has the edge. The one who responds deliberately instead of exploding seizes the initiative. From self-mastery, you expand to your environment. Arrange your space to support your goals. Eliminate distractions. Create contexts that force others to play by your rules. Finally, control over others. Not through force, but through frames. By meeting on your turf. By saying less, they fill the gaps. By defining what's important. You'll see the difference. The weak always seek comfort. The strong always seek control. Comfort lasts only moments. Control builds lasting position. Fame may come and go, but control endures. Do you want to be loved? Or do you want to be respected? Leave your answer in the comments. Part 3. The strategy of silence and shadows. The weak love to talk a lot. The strong choose silence. Silence isn't a lack. Silence is a strategy. An invisible weapon. When you talk too much, you expose your weaknesses. You reveal your desires. You bear your fears. You hand others a map to your mind. The cunning don't need to interrogate. They just listen. You open your mouth yourself. You reveal your secrets yourself. In contrast, the one who holds silence creates pressure. Every pause is a challenge. Every glance is an unspoken question. Others must fill the silence. And in that process, they reveal themselves. Mystery creates power. The unpredictable always makes others wary. No one knows what you think. No one can guess what you want. Uncertainty always breeds fear. You can cultivate this. The first step is to practice speaking less. When asked, answer briefly. Enough to be clear. No excess. The second step is to use pauses. Don't fear silence. A few seconds of pause make others uneasy. In that unease, they'll reveal more. The third step is selectivity. No one deserves to know everything about you. Reveal information like drops of water. Each drop has a purpose. You don't need to be completely closed off. You just need to choose the right moment to speak. One well-timed word carries more weight than 100 meaningless ones. Observation is the rest. When you're silent, you hear more. You see eyes shift. You detect trembling voices. You spot the pretense. Silence opens the door. Observation turns it into an advantage. Remember, shadows protect you. People can't attack what they can't see. They can't destroy what they don't understand. The braggart sets up their own target. The enigmatic one makes others guess blindly. And blind guessing always leads to mistakes. When you're silent, you make the world lean toward you. When you hold the shadows, you make others fear the light. Power isn't shouting loudly. Power is when others tremble in your silence. Silence is the weapon. Shadows are the shield. Those who know how to use them will always walk with the upper hand. My silence is my weapon. Leave this sentence in the comments. Part 4. Ruthlessness and discipline. Discipline as a weapon. Discipline is the currency of power. No one rises without it. Habits are the foundation. Time is the weapon. Pain with purpose is the path. The weak crave comfort. The strong choose control. Comfort kills ambition. Discipline nurtures power. Emotions always want the easy way. They whisper, take a break. They tempt, procrastinate. But every time you listen, you lose. The undisciplined are chained by themselves. They want success but oversleep. They want power but seek shortcuts. They sabotage their own potential. Discipline is ruthlessness. No negotiating with emotions. No compromising with laziness. You act even when your mind rebels. This is how you forge it. Pick one small habit. Stick to it every day, no matter your mood. Don't wait for motivation. Don't chase inspiration. Just act. Separate emotions from action. You don't need to feel like it to do it. You just need to do it. This is the secret the weak never grasp. A clear example. One guy wants a strong body. He trains for a week, then quits because he's tired. Result, nothing changes. Meanwhile, another shows up at the gym every day. He trains even when bored, even when sore. 3 months later, his body transforms. A year later, others call him a walking discipline. The difference isn't talent. The difference is ruthlessness and discipline. Apply this now. Identify one useless habit. Maybe staying up late for no reason. Maybe scrolling through your phone for hours. Maybe reckless drinking. Cut it out. No delaying. No excuses. You'll feel energy return. You'll notice your mind sharpen. Discipline doesn't steal freedom. Discipline creates freedom. You master time. You control yourself. You make the world follow your rhythm. Remember this. The undisciplined are controlled by others. The disciplined control themselves. And those who control themselves will control everything. Power starts from within, not from money, not from fame, but from ruthless discipline with yourself. Write down one habit you'll cut. Put it in the comments right now. Part 5. Fear and respect, the 2 pillars of control. Power isn't built on affection. Affection is fragile. Affection shifts with emotions. Power rests on 2 pillars, fear and respect. Without them, you're easily dismissed. Fear is the boundary. It stops others from testing limits. It makes people think twice before crossing you. Respect is the foundation. It comes from competence and results. People don't have to like you, but they must acknowledge you. If you only seek to be loved, you lose. Others exploit that kindness. You become the backup option. The balance is straightforward. Set boundaries from the start. No one gets to take liberties with you. If crossed, address it immediately. But don't reveal your full response pattern. Don't let others read your rules. Keep them guessing. Unpredictability is your control tool. Alongside that, prove your competence. The skilled don't need to talk much. Achievements speak for themselves. Results command admiration. When competence is consistent, reputation forms. Reputation is an invisible shield. People think of you, and they proceed with caution. That's power without threats. Remember, fear maintains distance. Respect holds a position. Combined, you're irreplaceable. Here's how to build it. At work, clarify boundaries from day one. In relationships, don't allow disrespect. In life, act consistently, but keep some surprise. An everyday example. The mild-mannered employee who always accommodates colleagues. He's liked, but not respected. When promotion time comes, he's overlooked. The other, quieter one, maintains clear boundaries. He demonstrates ability when needed. He's not overly friendly nor distant. Result? Colleagues both admire and fear him. And he's chosen. Simple principle. If others only like you, they can drop you. If they both fear and respect you, they won't dare lose you. Ask yourself, do you want to be loved? Or do you want to be respected? Answer in the comments. Part 6. The Art of Psychological Warfare. Every battle begins in the mind. Not with swords, not with shouts. Victory and defeat are decided before anyone acts. The one who controls the perceptual frame controls the game. Imagine a chess match. The first move seems small, but it unfolds the entire board. Psychological warfare is the same. Whoever shapes the context holds the advantage. If you don't create the frame, others will impose it on you. You'll be forced to play by their rules. And at that point, you've already lost from the starting line. First principle, establish the frame. A frame isn't just words. It's how you enter the room. How do you stay silent in the first seconds? How you set the norms, who speaks first, who waits after. A glance, a posture, a breath, they're all signals. You define the situation. You frame every interaction. Once the frame is set, everyone reacts within its bounds. They become followers, and you become the leader. Second principle, sow doubt. The weak are strong when they're confident. When they absolutely trust their data, their words, their stance. But that confidence is fragile. A short, well-timed question can shatter the whole structure. No need to yell. No need for lengthy arguments. Just plant a seed of doubt. Doubt is like a crack in the wall. From there, people start looking at the opponent differently. They wonder, is he really sure? That's the power of psychological warfare. Third principle, scarcity. Value doesn't come from abundance. Value comes from limitation. The less you appear, the higher you're valued. Someone who's always present, always available, will be taken for granted. Conversely, the one who rarely shows creates anticipation. Anticipation breeds curiosity. And curiosity generates power. Don't be too accessible. Don't let anyone think you're always on call. Scarcity is the most powerful valuation tool. Fourth principle, unpredictability. The predictable can be controlled. Others know how you'll react, and they exploit it. Conversely, the unpredictable wears down opponents. They have to expend energy tracking every signal. An unexpected response can shake up an entire strategy. An unusual silence can confuse everyone. A sudden decision can turn the tide. Here's how to practice it specifically. 1. Respond with cold logic. No emotional outbursts. No showing anger. Logic makes you credible. Coolness makes you formidable. 2. Strategic withdrawal. Know when to go silent. When you leave the table at the right moment, your value rises. Others start wondering, why is he quiet? They gossip, they speculate, and that speculation is your power. A short example. In a meeting, someone keeps attacking you. He talks at length, trying to dominate. You don't argue. You just ask a short question. Are you sure about that data? Then you go silent. The whole room starts doubting him. He loses his footing, and his words start trembling. You win without raising your voice. You just planted a seed of doubt. Remember the application checklist. 1. Define the frame before entering the game. 2. Sow a seed of doubt in the opponent. 3. Reduce your presence to increase value. 4. Maintain unpredictability in reactions. 5. Always use cold logic instead of emotions. This is the art of psychological warfare. You don't need violence. You don't need threats. You need frames, silence, and razor-sharp logic. That's how you win in every social context. Now share the time you defeated an opponent with a psychological move. Part 7. The Fortress of Emotional Control. True power doesn't start from the outside. It doesn't come from money, status, or weapons. True power starts from within. If you can't control your emotions, you'll be controlled. There are 4 greatest saboteurs: anger, fear, desire, and ego. They don't come from enemies. They live right inside you. They whisper, incite, push you off balance. Once you let them lead, you turn yourself into a puppet. Anger makes you lose reason. In rage, you expose vulnerabilities. Others just need to provoke a little. You erupt, and they see all your weaknesses. Fear makes you quit too soon. You haven't fought, yet you've already disarmed yourself. You see threats bigger than they are, and you retreat. Desire blinds you. You're led by immediate wants, and you lose vigilance. A simple trap is enough to bind you. The ego is the most dangerous. It makes you believe you're invincible. You fall into traps just to prove something. The only fortress that can protect you is self-mastery. You choose when to show emotions. You choose when to hide them. When you need to influence, you can display controlled anger. When you need to negotiate, you stay calm like a rock. The wise aren't led by emotions. They use emotions as tools. There are clear practice techniques. First technique, breathing. Breathe deep, hold, exhale slowly. In seconds, your body regains balance. The wave of emotion subsides, and you stand firm. Second technique, pause. Don't react immediately. A short pause can save you from a big mistake. In that pause, you're not swept away. You have time to choose a strategy instead of having an instinct choose for you. Third technique, redirect energy. Anger can turn into powerful action. Fear can turn into meticulous preparation. Desire can turn into a conquering drive. Emotions are raw energy. If you know how to redirect, they become fuel. Remember a brutal truth. A moment of lost control can destroy years of building. A word in anger can kill a reputation. An action in fear can lose all opportunities. Outsiders only see the surface. They see the calm, the silence, the sharpness. They don't know how much you've had to control inside. That's what creates the mysterious power. Simple example. In an argument, one person yells, face red, finger pointing. He thinks he's showing strength. But really, he's just exposed his biggest weakness, inability to control himself. Meanwhile, the other sits still, eyes calm, voice low and slow. Who is the scarier one? Building an internal fortress isn't easy. It doesn't come overnight. It demands daily practice, repetition until it becomes instinct. But once you have that fortress, no one can breach it. No one can use your emotions to control you. Engrave this. Emotions don't get to control you. You control emotions. They serve you, never the other way around. Now write in the comments, "My emotions serve me," or share your own tactic for controlling emotions. Part 8, the power of ruthless adaptation. Survival isn't for the rigid. The world changes every day. Those who don't adapt get left behind. Adaptation is survival. You anticipate shifts. You change masks when needed. You cut ties that no longer serve. The flexible endure. The rigid break. There are 2 tools. 1 is awareness. 2 is ruthlessness. Awareness means seeing 3 steps ahead, not just the present. You see the next move. You spot traps lurking behind. Those without awareness react slowly. They're dragged by the currents. They're always 1 step behind. Ruthlessness is decisive action. When you know a relationship is dead, you walk away immediately. No hesitation. No regrets. History has witnessed this. An empire expanded by constantly shifting tactics. When enemies thought they knew the pattern, it changed again. Result, enemies are always caught off guard. It's the same in the modern world. A small company swiftly dominates the market, not because of vast resources, but because it pivots faster than the giants. The sluggish ones get crushed before they can turn. This principle applies to individuals. At work, if you see a role has lost value, move on. In relationships, if respect fades, leave. In strategy, if the old plan no longer fits, switch immediately. Don't confuse adaptation with weakness. The weak change out of force. The strong change to lead. Ruthless adaptation makes you unpredictable. No one can pin you into a frame. You always have an exit. You always stay one step ahead. The survivor isn't the strongest, nor the smartest, but the one who adapts fastest. If you agree, write in the comments, I adapt. Part 9, the isolation crucible, the isolation of excellence. Rising up always comes with loneliness, not because you want it, but because the journey demands sacrifice. You change your rhythm of life. You prioritize goals. You decline meaningless fun. Result, many people will leave you. Don't see that as failure. It's natural filtering. The weak fall away. The strong stay. Isolation is the crucible. In silence, you see yourself clearly. In the void, you sharpen your will. You learn to stand firm without the crowd. The benefits are clear. You're no longer pulled off course by others' emotions. You no longer live by their expectations. You're left with just goals and focus. But isolation isn't a sentence. It's a refining tool. It turns you into a stronger version. How to maintain a mindset when abandoned. 1. Understand loss is inevitable. 2. Use silence to build inner strength. 3. Remember, the strongest often walk alone first. Once you've proven your competence, rebuild your network. This time, not the old one, but people on your level or higher. New connections based on respect, not pity. This is the mark of excellence. They don't fear solitude. They use it as leverage. They enter the fire and emerge sharper. Clear example. The career-focused guy was mocked by friends. Sometime later, he succeeds. Those who abandoned him now try to return. He's changed. He doesn't need them anymore. Isolation forged a strength the crowd can't comprehend. The question for you: do you have the courage to walk alone? Leave your answer in the comments. Part 10, the final command: dominate or be dominated. There is no neutral ground. Either you dominate or you get dominated. That's the cold law of power. You can't stand aside. You can't choose the middle path. The middle only makes you easy prey. Domination doesn't mean controlling everything. Domination means controlling yourself. Those who don't control themselves will be controlled by others. The first step is self-control. Emotions, habits, time. When you master these 3, you've risen above most. The second step is shaping your environment. Don't let the environment drag you down. Create a frame where the game plays by your rules. Force others to step into your rhythm. The third step is eliminating toxic allies. Those who drain your energy. Those who only want to exploit. They're a burden, not a strength. The fourth step is building authority through results. Results are the sharpest weapon. No one can deny them. No one can dismiss them. Results silence enemies and command respect from allies. This isn't theory. This is a command. Either you act, or you'll be crushed by action. Look back. Have you ever seen someone stay neutral and survive? They get eliminated quickly. History doesn't remember the neutral. Power belongs to those who dare to choose. You choose domination, or you accept being controlled. The answer isn't in words. It's in today's actions. Commit right now. Write your commitment declaration in the comments. And subscribe for more content to come. This is the first step of the domination journey. Conclusion. You've seen the core laws. Self-mastery creates power. Silence unlocks strength. Discipline hands you the crown. Adaptation decides survival. This isn't morality. This isn't sweet promises. These are cold tools. Tools to survive and win. The world doesn't wait for you. It crushes the hesitant. It eliminates the weak. Only those who act advance. The question is, will you just listen and forget? Or will you act and conquer? If you want to go further, leave a comment right now. Answer one question. Which tool will you start with? Self-mastery, silence, discipline, or adaptation? That's your commitment. That's the start of the real journey. Like this video. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next step. Turn on notifications. This isn't entertainment. This is strategic weaponry for those with enough courage. The world out there is unforgiving. You no longer have time for naivety. Only two choices left. You master, or you get controlled. The decision is yours. This is the final challenge. Thank you for watching. See you in the next dimension.